This was a special service only the wealthy could afford. A man's head was secured with a net, and he was placed inside a high-speed spinning machine. As a dazzling light flashed, his consciousness began to transfer. When the machine stopped, he turned his head and saw his original body lying nearby, while he now occupied a young, new one. Martin was a wealthy and well-known figure in the construction industry. He had worked hard his whole life. But just as he was about to enjoy his golden years, he was diagnosed with cancer. According to the doctors, he had only 6 months left. No matter how rich he was, money could not save him now. By chance, Martin learned of a biotech company that used advanced technology to help the wealthy start over. With his condition worsening, he decided to give it a shot and went to the company. The head of the company, Blake, explained the entire process to him. In short, the patient's consciousness would be transferred into a brand new body. This body was custom-made through perfect genetic engineering, tailored to the client's specifications. Although it looked like a living person, it was essentially an empty shell. However, since this technology was still unknown to the public, clients had to maintain total secrecy. After the procedure, they had to abandon their old lives entirely and start fresh with a new identity. After careful consideration, Martin decided to pay $200 million and undergo the treatment. Under Blake's arrangements, Martin faked a medical deterioration and publicly took his last breath. He was then rushed to the biotech company for the consciousness transfer. Before the procedure began, Blake warned him not to carry any metal on his body, otherwise the surgery would fail. Soon, Martin successfully moved into his new body and felt the vitality of youth again. But fully adapting would require a series of training sessions. A month later, Martin had grown familiar with the new body, though he still occasionally experienced strange hallucinations. Blake told him this was the consciousness adapting to the new brain, and that with regular medication, it would improve within a year. With his new identity, Martin began a brand new life. While playing sports, he met a neighbor named Dick, who introduced him to the pleasures of youth. Martin soon discovered this new body was truly remarkable. Even after staying up all night, he never felt tired. Until one day, when he forgot to take his medication, he started seeing vivid images so real it felt like he was actually there, as if he had lived through them himself. Martin thought something was wrong with his body and rushed to ask Blake about it. But Blake told him it was just a hallucination and nothing to worry about. Martin, however, had been around long enough to know when someone was not telling the truth. So he followed the images in his mind and found a small cabin in the countryside. When he walked inside, he discovered that the body he now occupied had a wife and a daughter. While he stood there in shock, a woman named Claire pointed a gun at him and told him not to move. But when Martin turned around, Claire saw his face and broke down in tears. Martin seemed to understand something. This body might not have been a clone after all. Just then, someone knocked on the door. It was Dick. It turned out that this friendly neighbor was actually sent by Blake to keep an eye on him. From Dick, Martin finally learned the truth.